Hello, this is Manesh Patel with ichimokutrade.com and alerttrades.com. Today we're going to show you how to take advantage of the pound move that occurred in the currency market this morning and get over a 300% gain, which is pretty much a 3-to-1 reward risk. So we're going to step you through the exact thought process and the trade that you should have been putting on in order to get this gain. Before we begin, let's go for a normal disclaimer. This disclaimer basically states this is for education use only. We're not soliciting you to buy or sell any particular instrument. If you do so, you're doing that at your own risk. All the information is owned by EII Capital Group, cannot be copied or distributed without our written permission. We are broker neutral, so we support various charting platforms out there that support the Ichimoku indicator. Today, we're going to be using TradingView to display the charts. So let's go to the charts and start going through everything. Let's now go to the charts and look at everything. So we're going to look at everything in TradingView, and what we're looking at here is pretty much all the pound combinations here, from the pound USD to pound New Zealand here. And what we did was we set it up on a 30-minute. The reason why we set it up on a 30-minute is a couple of days ago, last week, we pretty much had the pound that got really weak and started a bearish trend on the swing in higher time frames. What we're looking for now is kind of like a short-term reversal, which is more towards a day trade, a bullish pullback. And that pretty much will occur on the 30-minute of when that starts to occur. And that's kind of what we're looking for. Our goal was to find the pair that basically was going to be where the pound was going to get stronger and look for a breakout opportunity for there. We didn't want to really look at pullbacks. The reason why is you're pretty much going to consolidate when you have major pullbacks, and the consolidation pattern could get ugly. So what we're looking for when we woke up at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time this morning were opportunities, bullish opportunities, where the pound was going to get stronger. And what we look for right away is in TradingView, in our IMTF indicator, we have two shades here. One is green, that basically means there's a bullish setup that's ready to occur. And then you have a red, which basically means there's a bearish setup. So if you look here, the pound USD, when we woke up, it had a green shaded area. That means there was a bullish opportunity here. This is exactly what we're looking for. That was one opportunity there that we could put a breakout trade on. We look at the pound CAD. If you look at the pound CAD, when we woke up, it was bearish. So this was showing that the pound was going to get weaker, which is pretty much not what we're looking at all. So we ignored that one. Then we moved over here to the pound Australia. And if you look here at the pound Australian currency here, this was bearish too. So that was not what we're looking for. Then we moved over to the pound yen. This was consolidating with no bullish opportunity here, so we ignored that one. Then we had the pound euro pound here, which was bearish, which would show the pound getting stronger. So this is one we would look at. So we had two opportunities so far to look at this morning. Then we had the pound New Zealand, which is really consolidating, so there was no real opportunity there. So let's zone in on the pound USD and the pound euro pound. So if you enlarge this here, pretty much you could see that here during the green shaded area, this is where the bullish opportunity was. Whenever we have in our indicator, what we've done is we have these little blue dots, you barely could see them. These are our breakout levels here. So if you look at it here, our breakout level would have been right about here, which would occur. Now, unfortunately, this breakout had already occurred by the time we woke up, which was 6 a.m. So at 6 a.m., the price was right here. So there was no real breakout opportunity for us to either enter on this one at all. So when we woke up this morning, this rate kind of broken out, not quite completely yet, but we were right here. But either way, our entry would have been here to a point we couldn't enter at all. So there was no real opportunity here on the pound USD at all, since the rate broke out earlier in the morning when we were sleeping. So let's move on to the next one. So next opportunity here was basically the euro pound. And you could see that the euro pound here was set up right here. So 6 o'clock in the morning here, you had that green bar here that occurred right there. And what you have is the blue breakout dots were right here. So if you look at this here, our breakout with our entry would have been here. And that's exactly what we did, was we set up a breakout entry here, which is basically shorting the euro pound at 87.50. And the goal was to sit there and write it down. Next question is, most people ask, is how far did you write it down? Well, if you sit there and shrink this chart down, and you could see all these little levels. Now, you're going to have a combination of these crosses, different colors, and circles. They basically represent major support resistances. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink this down a little. So we look here, we're looking for, this is, where is this going to go to? So this is going to free fall here. Let me move this line here. And what we're looking for is where are the major key support resistances. And you could see that this bullish trend here started here where this popped here. And you could see that the foundation of this whole trend here was these purple dots there. So this purple dot is basically the support that started this whole bullish trend here. So this is basically where we're looking at the instrument to go to at least. So that was pretty much our preserve mode, where we're going to take some profits at that point, or we could make it a target where we take all the positions off and so forth. So let's enlarge that. So that's our profit taking there. Next question B is, where's our stop? So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We're going to put this little device on here, which allows us to see the P&L and calculate our reward risk. I'm going to do that manually so you can see exactly how to do that. So this guy right here is just too big, so I can't really see it. So I'm going to shrink this guy down, and we have it right about here. So we're looking to enter here. We're at least looking for it to come down to here, right there. So we need to make sure we maintain a 3-to-1 reward risk ratio on our breakout. Now, one of the good things about the indicator we have here is we give you where the stops are. So if you see these green dots right there, those are pretty much our trailing stops. So you could see basically when we enter the trade, our stop, believe it or not, was somewhere right about here. It was right there. So you could see that this was a 3-to-1 reward risk ratio on this trade here and moving down, okay? And this is pretty much a 300% gain. Now, one of the things we do recommend you do is when you get to this preserve mode, take off 50 to 75% of your positions and let the rest ride. And then what you want to do is not use these green dots as a trailing stop, but use a buffer above the red line. So you could see that this trade, the rest of the positions, we're still in at this point right now. And if you look where our stop would be, our stop pretty much for the rest of the positions would be here at 86.58. So you could see that we entered at 87.50. Basically, even if we get stopped out on the rest of the positions, we'll get stopped at 86.58, which is close to pretty much 100 pips lock-in profits. We don't know how far this thing's going to keep on going down. We don't care to sit there and try to figure that out. The key thing is we're already locked in our majority of our positions at 300% gain, and the rest of the other positions, even if we get stopped out, are still going to be 300% gain. So what we're going to do is going to keep on letting this thing go as far as it wants to go with a very tight trailing stop. This is pretty much how you achieve consistent profits. Now, this is the new indicator that we pretty much have now made available. It's called the IMTF indicator for TradingView. If this is something that you're interested in finding out how to get, it's pretty much what we'll do is we'll show you how you could get it in just a moment. So here's our contact information. So if you're interested in TradingView indicator, just email us here at info@EII-Capital, and we'll send you some information on it. Pretty much that indicator gives you everything now. It finds the multiple time frame support resistance levels for you. Also finds them day swing or swing long term. It also shades out the background for when the strategy occurs, gives you the breakout entries, the trailing stops, everything for you. So pretty much all you do is look at a chart, and you could see everything visually from current support resistances to past ones that really make a difference.